All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special, I guess, experimental edition of the Geekbox. Since the Nintendo Switch came out, it didn't come out. It's coming out in March, which is insane.
Too long from now.
The big announcement came out today. Well, today, if you're seeing this on October, what is this, 20th? Yeah, I don't even know what date it is. It's October 20th, and Nintendo did a big announcement
2016.
video for the
And
Nintendo
you're Ryan
Switch.
Scott from the Geekbox.
I'm Ryan Scott. This is Ryan Higgins, and
Hello.
you know us from the Geekbox, which over there. There's a bunch of links to our site and our Patreon and this YouTube channel in case you don't know where you are. But we decided we're going to do a special video edition for you guys and talk about this Nintendo Switch news. And this is a bit of a, like I said, an experimental thing for us here. I'm kind of toying with the idea of doing more video in a format that looks like this. So hopefully,
2016, finally video.
well,
What do you know?
I gotta wrangle everybody. You guys are like one of the worst herds of a bunch of cats. Gotta herd you all into the geek box bag and
Yeah, that's
shake
all
it real hard and then throw you right out the window. So it's just us today. Um, Maybe in a
Did you get up at 6:45 a.m. to watch this?
no, but you
Like
did.
I did? Of
You did.
course.
You did, because when I watched it and then I was like, I texted you to be like, how are you not barraging me with texts? And you were like, I went back to bed.
I
I
did.
watched it and went back to bed.
I watched it. I spent way too long on Twitter saying all sorts of garbage. Watched the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer. Was super disappointed and went, well, I'm going back to sleep now.
Oh, in light of this, the Red, I don't, I mean, the Red Dead 2 trailer was just it was a little
It
teaser, but
was, yeah,
in
I
light
mean,
of this, it's like, oh, that's not really the big news of the day. That
no, no, no,
totally
no.
got overshadowed by this.
The Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Right there. You got to snap before you
So
say Switch.
so should we we're gonna watch the trailer, just the full trailer for anybody who
Is this
hasn't
going to
seen
be a
it.
45-minute commentary on a 3-minute trailer?
Maybe.
All right, let's
Geekbox
do it.
reacts.
Oh!
Ah! Yeah. So.
Strap in, boys.
All right. So. See this? I've got cool technology at my fingertips. So we'll just watch this the whole trailer, and then we'll start talking about it. Here we
First, I
go.
love that music, man. Jazzy. Whoever does Nintendo's marketing, they sure know what they're doing. Now, here's me ignoring my dog, playing Zelda
I
at
guess
3
we
o'clock
are
in the
gonna just
morning.
comment over it. This guy looks way more perfect than you, though.
That's true, that's true. But
These
it's
are a
like,
lot of there are a lot of perfect looking people in this video.
this is what I will be doing.
Your dog's like, take me for a walk, and you're like, fine. Let me take my Game Boy and
All right, now
go
there's our first
outside.
real look there. Let's see what happens. Boom, you take it, and now you're on the road. Now you're playing Zelda out in the world, watching your dog. So let's go back and pause that one. Let's go back there, and you kind of see that first big shot of the
Whoa, where are we going?
back to when you see the first real shot of the him with the right there. There
Right
we go.
there?
That's perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm looking at my cell phone, right? I kind of know what my cell phone looks like. Whoa, it's plugged in. Hold on. Kind of know what my cell phone looks like here, right? So I'm
Yeah,
looking at like sort
looks
of,
like a phone. Yeah.
I'm kind of like, what sort of dimensions are we looking at here? I'm looking like maybe 8 inches, 10 inches.
Well, it
Or
doesn't. It
so.
looks like I don't know. It looks like maybe a little smaller than like a Nexus 7, like a
Well,
7-inch
because I've got
tablet.
this is
No,
this is the
it's bigger than
HTC one,
that.
huh?
It's definitely bigger than that.
Yeah, this is the HTC one, and this is
Uh,
what 5.5 or something like that. So we're looking like a little bigger, a little wider, because I'm looking like where my thumbs would rest on here, and
yeah.
it's definitely, and I see it's definitely it would go down a little bit further here. So we're a better form factor here. It looks bigger than the screen itself looks bigger than the Wii U gamepad, uh, and so thin. That is, I mean, that is tablet thin. That is impressive. And if they can get, if this is real screenshots here, if they can get this working as well as we hope it is, yeah.
Good talk.
Just want What's that?
Good talk.
Well, no, just wanted. This is our shot of it here. So, and Zelda, we'll play on the screen, on the go. So I guess we can go a little bit further here.
All
Let me
right,
get
on
let me
to
get
our
the name.
next. Huh?
Let me get the name.
The name, the
Yeah,
Switch.
when you hit play,
Yeah.
pause right after. There it is,
All right.
Nintendo Switch.
All right. On to the next perfect person.
Well, so what do you think? The name Switch? It's
Look at that. Did you see that? It's a cartridge.
well, of
That
course.
guy is being weird at a girl at an airport.
Well, she's got one too. So, all right, you're going too fast. You gotta pause it here. We gotta
What?
talk about these.
All right.
Back up.
Oh,
Back.
hold on. There.
All right, there you
He's
go.
like, yep, I'm not putting my tray table in its upright lock position.
Pause on Skyrim there. So, Switch.
Well,
Yes? No?
so I think this video and just this, it's incredible clarity of purpose in a way that the Wii U didn't have.
Right, right.
Right. And I don't want to spend a bunch of time talking about the Wii U's mistakes, but this, when you look at it and you're like, Switch, you can switch
Right,
obviously from TV to handheld, and that's the elevator pitch. Hey, you can play your games and just take it with you.
right,
That's
right,
all. That's it. Boom. It's one
right.
sentence. And so it's very clear what this is, what it does. From this, it's they're communicating why it's cool, which
Yeah.
never happened with the Wii U. Even when the Wii U got announced, at E3, I remember everybody was sort of confused. I was
What
at
is
the press
this?
conference and they were like, "Is it a controller? Is it
Yeah,
a
yeah,
system? We're not really sure." They're calling
yeah.
it the Wii U, so is it an attachment to the Wii?
Right,
And
right,
the
right.
fact that they stayed with that brand name, I think, kind of confused the message. So
Well,
this
Switch is
this
also not only
uh,
home unit,
not
handheld
only
unit.
a real word, unlike
Well,
Wii.
it's that, but it's also like hopefully a switch from Nintendo, from their normal way of
Oh,
thinking from the last
we have a
few.
we have a guest in the
My dog's being loud. Hey,
audience.
doggy. Yes, we're
Guest
talking about the
starring
Nintendo.
Ryan's
I'll
dog.
I'll walk you in a little bit and play the Switch. Don't worry about it.
real
So
real life Nintendo dog.
exactly, but is it more than just that? Is it also the Switch for Nintendo to be, catching up to modern with the PlayStation and Xbox? Is it Switch for more online connectivity? Switch for hopefully the company going forward, right?
I don't know.
I
I
think
think you're reading too much into the name.
no, but I mean it can mean whatever you want it to mean, right?
What is this,
I think it's a good
Gozer?
word. Well, no, I think it's a good word, and I think it's a switch for the company as well. You'll
Maybe.
notice you'll notice one thing when you go through this entire video. Look at who their target demographic is in this
Yeah,
video.
perfect people. Okay, let's keep going.
Well,
All
not
right,
children, not
here we go.
families.
Yeah, no, it's filthy millennials.
I know. I know. I don't know why my dogs are barking. They hate the Nintendo, I guess.
Well,
Well,
they
so
know
there we go.
they know what's
We got
going on.
Skyrim. We got Skyrim on a Nintendo console. That's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
that's something I didn't think we'd get, but it's an old game, but that looks up. I'm assuming that's the remastered version. All right, now you get to pause it up here in a second, yeah, right, and yeah, pause it when they're playing the game.
Those guys, pause it right there.
Not on Fall Guy.
Okay. Uh,
There we go.
oh,
Okay, so look,
it's all about the games for you.
is this new Mario Kart? There, people have kind of CSI'd this picture. They've enhanced, they've zoomed. All right, we
Oh,
have
trying to figure out if this is a new game or if this is just Mario Kart 8.
right. We have two items instead of one. King Boo, not a playable character. People even looked at the trees, the detailing in the level, and they are different than the detailing of similar items in Mario Kart 8. Could
Okay,
just be new.
so did you maybe just answer your own question?
Well, I'm assuming it's a new game. I think at this point, Mario Kart 8 has been out for a couple of years. There's no reason that Mario Kart 9 is not just around the corner. You know,
Okay.
but we don't know, right? Except for Breath of the Wild, we don't know anything about any of these games. Clearly, new
Yeah.
Mario. Clearly, Zelda is new, but the rest,
Well,
who
yeah,
knows?
but I mean, even who cares if these are new or not? Because obviously, when there's a new Nintendo console within its lifespan, you are going to see all of the games that are on here. Like it's all you're asking is when is this going to come out? Is it going to
Well,
be a launch title? To which the answer to most of this is no.
but why would you
Uh-oh.
show in your launch video you have Zelda, you have Mario Kart, you have new Mario, you have well, we'll get to there's another
Because those are the properties that Nintendo has that people get excited about.
it would be brutal
And
if they all launched at the same time because
yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
no, they wouldn't do that. That's bad. That would be bad marketing strategy
lot of
because
games.
they would be competing with themselves. You stagger that.
Yeah.
I
Now,
think it'd be awesome if they were like, hey, this is coming out and Mario Kart the launch title, or
that'd be amazing.
Splatoon is a launch title.
Well, it should absolutely. Well, I mean, it has
You
to be
know,
at least one of them along with Zelda because I think they give you Splatoon, Mario Kart. It's a different experience than Zelda. Zelda is a very long single player game that just goes. It's very the new ones especially very experimental compared to what they've done in the past. But if you have Splatoon, which has been a huge success, or a continuation of the Mario Kart 8 series and just move it into 9, I think that's an awesome secondary launch title. Uh, really, one of the two of them, you have a Mario come out a few months later. Nintendo has said that they're not going to have the drought. They're going to have these more staggered releases as well as a lot more third party support. We'll see. And if you look here,
yeah, companies say a lot of stuff.
well, if you look here too, we have this. I don't know where I am on the video here. We have this
Or are we gonna?
this
Does the
this
third party?
car attachment. Well, we have this car attachment here.
Oh, okay, okay. Let's
Is
keep
that
going. Let's hold on.
well? No, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there
Wait.
on the screen.
Oh,
That's a
you mean it's just like what? Okay, yeah, okay. You can put it
yeah.
on a dashboard or whatever.
It's like a attachment to the top of this to the top of the back of the seat there. Like again, something. Are they going to you see the little bar that's hanging out? That's a great
Sure,
pitch for
you could make that yourself.
sure, but of course
Get a
it'll be an
couple
sold. I
get a
know them
couple
with sold
steel
parents.
rods and a nice soldering iron. I don't know. Get
Yeah,
some nice furnace. Weld
yeah,
yourself a little attachment. No, I'm sure that's that kind of accessory is a given.
right,
You
right,
know,
right,
based on
right.
what this is. Sure, that's smart.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. Or let's get on to our next one. All right.
yep. So there we are. We're going to the racetrack. We're gonna play some. Oh, there you go. There's a better shot of it, but that's fine. That's fine. We all know what Mario Kart is. So here we have our first third party. Looks like NBA 2K. Now you have the little controllers here. Let's see. They're gonna have to have a good shot of the little controllers here in a second. We had one. Well, that's close enough.
These people are way too happy.
Okay, so you can pause it here. Let's talk about those little controllers before we get on to that one right there.
Before we get on to the people playing Mario drunk on the roof. Remember that time you
So,
went out onto your roof with all your
so,
friends and played Mario?
so those little controllers, those are smaller than the Wii remotes. Those are tiny.
Yeah,
Is that a problem? Is
could
no one
be. I
getting
don't
that?
know. I don't know. I would have to get my hands on it to answer that. Like for
Yeah,
big-handed people, sure, I bet it's a
big
problem.
hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I don't know.
you have very tiny hands.
Do I?
Yeah, your hands are very tiny.
Think they're-
I'm making a topical joke.
Okay, okay. I got the best hands.
Yeah.
I got the best hands.
Look at look at this girl's feng shui.
I know. I love her
I
amigos right there.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be
Is
making
that a
fun of that.
brown? It looks.
Is that
Look,
what?
look at the actual Switch console that's sitting under the TV there. That doesn't look black, does it? That doesn't look like the same matte black they show in all the other pictures. I never noticed that. Is that actually brown?
I don't know.
Huh.
Could be my lighting or something.
It might be, but I wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an easy enough console to have multiple colors, and Nintendo loves their multiple color schemes, especially in the handhelds.
Hey, let's start a
Calling it now.
wild rumor right now.
Calling it
Switch in
brown
brown.
Switch. Yep.
You heard it here first.
Yep. But NBA 2K, NBA 2K, I'm assuming 17 or maybe 18 by the time it comes out. Third party support. We don't usually see those in trailers for Nintendo, especially not this last generation because they didn't have any.
Oh, they
We'll bring
released
up
a big image. I don't know if I forget whether it's on the end of this trailer, but there was a big image of all of their third-party partners,
right,
and there were
right.
like 49 or 50 of them.
way more than they've had in any of their more recent consoles.
Yeah.
At least. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Okay. So let's watch. Let's look at.
Well,
It's
and we also have
Mario. It's Mario Town.
go back just a second. Show her with the two controllers in hand, because we have the dock.
No. Oh,
We have so right there we have the Joy-Con controllers, Joy-Con L and Joy-Con R. That's what they're called. The right and left controller. Now we have the Switch dock in the middle there. That's apparently, you can use it as a Pro controller style. You can use it as, it also charges those units. So I actually read a tweet earlier from Nintendo, from someone who said that, let me see if I have it here. I don't know if I have it up here. It is unclear if, let's see, Switch would come with the L and R as well as the dock, the Joy-Con grip, which is that thing that she's got right there. There's no clear answer to whether that is actually coming with the system or not. And I think that would be a huge mistake. I don't know why it wouldn't. It seems like, I could understand it not coming with the Pro controller, but not coming with that seems like, what's the point? This is your main console. I'm sorry, your main controller for the console. Seems weird if it wouldn't come with that.
Seems like it would. It seems the Pro controller. Those are always the value add things.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, goodbye Start and Select. We have there's a lot of rumor that there's a share button on the Pro controller. At least I'm not sure if one of these buttons here.
There'll probably be. We're not seeing shoulders or back or anything like that though.
Yeah.
There should be some kind of trigger or.
Yeah, there's definitely the top shoulder buttons, but I don't think
there's like a little bitty pad like thing up diagonal above the Y and the X.
Yeah. It's a very small. I don't know if that's, well. There's a plus. Is there an L on the left side? Is that what it is? Looks like maybe plus and minus. Not a D-pad, not a directional pad. Like a very tiny directional pad. I don't know. Let's keep going. Now let's play Mario on a roof with our multicultural friends.
Gonna go out.
But look at that Mario.
Oh yeah, it looks like Mario.
I'm ready for
look,
Mario.
Everyone's out on the roof. They want me to bring my single-player game.
So
and
again,
we
have that
go
shop
play
there. When you get to
just what I love to do when I'm hanging out with friends on the roof. Ignore them and play games.
A nice shot of the game there. Pause when you get to a nice shot of the game. I'm sure one's going to
come
up here. Okay, we're not getting. All right, let's stay right here.
Yeah.
So that's on the screen. You undock it. Boom. It's on. It switches and it's on the controller. That's amazing. Is that real? Is that simulated? Is it that fast? Is it that quick?
Well, I don't know what they said, right? We were talking about this earlier. Is that all of the hardware, the actual system, is that tablet device, right? That's the guts of the system.
There was an IGN. Let me read this here. There was an IGN interview with a rep for Nintendo that says the dock is not the main console unit of the Nintendo Switch. The main unit of the Nintendo Switch is the unit that has the LCD screen with the two Joy-Con controllers. Which the two Joy-Con controllers can be attached to and detached from. The main function of the Nintendo Switch dock, that's the box, is to provide an output to the TV, as well as charging and providing power to the system. What a vague fucking answer that is. So output to the TV makes sense. Charging makes sense.
Yeah.
And providing power to the system.
If it's that confuses you?
Well,
so you plug the dock. It's like a dock for a laptop. If you've ever used that, like you dock it, and then that has an outlet going to the wall. So when it's plugged into the TV, it's powering it instead of running off.
No. Charging and providing power.
Right. What? So I mean, like the unit would have a battery, so that when you take it off the dock, like a laptop battery, it's charged that battery, and that's your on-the-go battery. But when
charging and providing power is the same thing, why would they say that twice? Why would they say that it's two separate items? You're charging it. You're also providing power to it.
Now, but it's providing AC to it while it is docked instead of it running off of the battery. That's what I take it to mean.
here's what my confusion is from, because early rumor is that 720p on the handheld console kind of down powers, 1080p, doubt 4K, but 1080p on the on the home unit for the television. There's no question that it's 1080p on the TV. It'd be lunacy if it was 720p.
It would have to be. It would have to be
Right.
1080p.
But does it downgrade when you detach that? That's what I'm saying. Do we got 720p on the go, 1080p on the TV?
I don't know why it wouldn't be 1080p on the go to. Your phone
Don't
is
know.
probably 1080p. It can. That's like a negligible. That's a reasonable expectation.
Yeah, but my phone's like $600, and it's smaller than that, and it doesn't come with a
You don't
dock,
know what this is gonna do.
and it doesn't come with
What
a
this is
dock,
gonna
and it
be.
doesn't come with three controllers, and it doesn't come. I mean, unless they're taking a bloodbath on this money wise for the first 2 years,
Well,
which I
look.
don't
I mean, the hardware that's
rarely do.
inside of it, though. Like, I mean, it's being powered by a Tegra processor. That's
Hmm.
the same caliber of hardware that powers tablets and phones and whatnot,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, I mean, you can't compare cost of phones to cost of a video game console 1 to 1. There are different kinds of components in a phone that justify its
Hey,
cost that you're not going to find in a console.
sure,
There's
but
no phone radio, and there's no like you're paying for a whole app ecosystem and all the benefits that the phone brings.
oh, I understand.
This can do a lot of the things that I don't know. There's some overlap, but it's going to be. There's no reason to think that it's they wouldn't have a 1080p on the go.
Well, my question
Uh,
comes in:
game
the
if that's what
separate
it can
dock.
do.
It doesn't need to look like this if all it was charging and providing some USB access to it. They could have had a little dongle for that. The fact that it has its entire brick that it attaches to, it's bizarre that it wouldn't provide more processing power. So the PSVR connects to a little
No.
extra processing dongle, a little box,
Mm-hmm.
and that provides power to the PSVR for extra processing power from the PS4. Uh, I it's weird if this doesn't do a similar thing. I don't see what the point of this entire this attachment that's
It's a
I'm looking
dock.
here, but
Have you never used a dock for a portable device?
that's a big dock. There's more processing. There's more room for processing in that dock than there is for the actual unit. They could have like twice as many motherboards and chips and power and CPUs and GPUs in the dock than they do the actual unit. It's weird to me that that's all it would do. It feels like it has to be for more.
If you had separate hardware in the dock, it would create two separate like reference specs for the device. Like, and developers would be having to develop against two specs, which would mean that the higher spec is meaningless because they would develop to the lower spec because that's
But
what has to be compatible with everything. That's
if it's
like
just a drop,
that would just repeat the same mistakes as the Wii U because the
if
Wii
it's
U.
just well, you look at PS4 and you look at Xbox One. Right now, they're outputting a 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
They're outputting their equivalent. I mean, people are going to argue that one's more powerful than the other, but for all intents and purposes, they're equivalent. If they're going third-party support, they're using NVIDIA processing. They're going to have an easier time making third-party games that work on PS1 or sorry PS4 and Xbox One work on this console, right? I mean, that seems logical if they're going for extended third-party support to make it as
I mean,
easy as possible.
that's probably like a big hardware architecture question that nobody could answer until they have dev kits.
Yeah, yeah,
Because like historically, within the Wii and the Wii U,
yeah,
Nintendo's system architecture is a nightmare.
yeah.
Which I've seen.
And
I've modded my Wii. It's
and
the way they
they've said
even
that
like partition things is a nightmare. Like it's very
they've
weird.
said and they've said that that is apparently changing based on rumors and everything like that. Hey, doggy, come here. You want to be on TV?
Oh God, which one is this?
Of course, it's Nico. She's a book.
Oh, that's
Um,
the loud one.
Yeah. Actually, pause. I mean, can you edit a
No,
second out of here?
no, we're no editing.
I need to stop her really quick.
Uh
Hey,
oh.
come here. Come on up. Come on. Come on.
Ryan's dog is destroying
Come on.
everything.
Come here. Come here.
No, actually, it's not. Ryan's dog is just chilling.
Come on.
Just being a
Yeah.
very
Hi,
good
dog.
dog.
Say hello to the internet. Do you want a Nintendo Switch? Do you want a Nintendo Switch? Okay. Go sit down, little puppies. Go sit down. I'm almost done.
I like how you pretend your dogs um, pay attention to you, acknowledge what you say.
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine back there. It's a dog video now, so we'll get
But
tens of thousands of views.
yep, what the dogs think of the Switch.
Yep.
Um,
Uh,
bonus Nintendo dogs video.
so
um,
again,
but
it has to be more than just powering the. Unless it's like a quick charge, I don't know. It has
what
to
is what is
has
your what is? It's a dock. I don't think there's any conspiracy to this. It's straightforward.
okay.
It
I
makes
mean,
sense to me.
we'll see. We'll see.
It's a dock
Uh,
that you put it in, click, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to fumble with a bunch of cords and stuff. You just click, and
oh,
then, oh, there it is on your TV, and it's charging the battery for when you want to take it with you the next time, and also, it is being powered from the wall that it is plugged into.
in
Mind blown.
2017, in 2017, even now, we don't have a portable tablet with the processing power at a cost that this can be to even be equivalent or a little less than the Xbox One. That's the problem. That third-party support and taking those games that are because the Xbox One and the PS4, we have the new versions coming out next year,
Mm-hmm.
but all those games still have to run on the original systems. You
Right.
assume that Nintendo will have versions of those games on this system as well. I would find it.
I find those incremental upgrades questionable on those terms
But they
too.
are they're more powerful. There's no question that they're more powerful. So if you
I,
have a
I, I
system,
find it questionable about whether and how much developers will embrace that when they still have those lower specs that they have to pay
well,
very
they
close attention to.
right, they
It
have
could
to,
it could
right?
maybe be a resolution thing, but not much
Yeah,
else. I
and that's
would
what I wonder.
think.
Well, and here we go. Can we have this 720p on the go, 1080p or 4K at home because of the extra power of the stock? And if it's just a resolution thing, if everything is shrunk down, it doesn't necessarily. You don't have to rebuild the system. It's just a resolution thing. That's not going to destroy the way the game
Well,
is
but I
played.
mean, if you the
Or you don't have
thing
to build two games for it. Is what I'm
if
saying.
you if you're stretching if you're just trying to upres 1080p to 4K, I think that's gonna look like how would that look?
I mean, how does it look now? Because that's what they're doing, right? Isn't that what the PS4 is doing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, let's
I've
switch to the next topic. Let's keep going. Let's
huh
finish off this
huh huh.
video
Okay.
real quick.
All right. All right.
Now this is awesome right here because we're
Oh,
going to
yeah,
get this
this
in a
is.
second. Pause it. Sure,
Remember.
right there, right there. Pause with those guys. So not only do we have Splatoon, not only do we have multiple four players playing Splatoon together in the same room. Go back
Mhm.
just a second or two. Look what they're using. Pro controllers.
Pro control. Oh, I'm assuming that like the default assumption should probably be this will be compatible with pro controllers, and
Right.
probably to some extent like the Wii remote, or they will probably try to give you as many options as possible to use controllers that you already have.
Well, we have
They have
use it.
developed
We
a
have
recent
use it.
history of that, so.
We have the Joy-Con controllers attached to the dock. We
Hmm.
have the Joy-Con controllers separated, or not from the dock, sorry, from the LCD screen. We have the controllers removed from the LCD screen. You saw the guy on the plane was playing them two hands free.
Hmm.
Uh, you have the Pro controller, and then is there another version they had? Oh, then you had it with the actual what was it called? The Joy-Con grip. That's where the two controllers are then gripped onto that charging brick. So you already have four ways to play it. But what's something else you haven't seen? No dual screen. They had it for the DS, the 3DS, the Wii U. Dual screen was everything. No
That
dual
didn't that
screen.
didn't work for the Wii U though. That wasn't
It was
that.
cool but it
Okay, but it was
not enough
gimmicky.
games.
It wasn't like when you compare it to the way that the DS works. Like, I mean, the
Right.
DS is it's fundamentally handcuffed to that sort of design sensibility. And the Wii U, a lot of games, especially from third party, it's like this is an afterthought. Like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll put the map or something on here. I don't know. So
Uh, well,
it's
we have
probably best that they ditched that.
a lot of early rumors and things that people thought that this is going to be their handheld and console at the same time. That we're going to have mainline Pokemon games on this system, on the NX or NS, as we should start calling it. Um,
Um, um, I don't think the 3DS is going anywhere.
well, that's the question, right? Because obviously that is so successful on a handheld to have the dual screen, and if this is the home console, then there's various Nintendo reps that say this is Nintendo Switch is a home gaming system first and foremost. We have made no announcement regarding the future of the Nintendo 3DS.
Right.
So I think a lot of those early assumptions that this was going to be a replacement for both consoles isn't true. But at the same point, it
No.
offers a secondary portable option
The
that,
3DS target audience is a much different audience than what
yeah,
we're
yeah,
being shown right here. This is
sure.
targeting like the filthy millennials. I kid.
Well,
And people perhaps in our age bracket,
it's all guys in their 20s and
you
30s
know.
and women that are in this trailer. There's no kids, there's no families. This is
No.
a very different trailer for Nintendo. And we have already the esports part here with the
This is for
Splatoon.
people this is for people who watch League of Legends live streams and order pumpkin spice lattes.
I do one of those. League of Legends stream, that is. So, I am. So, the potential launch lineup here, let's just run down this list.
Hold on,
Zelda
let's get to the end of
Wild.
this, all right?
Okay, we're almost done. We're
What?
almost done. Yeah, look, do Splatoon. Look at that Pro controller, and there's that share button. You
Yeah.
can see there's
Hey.
this
Hey,
other button that is more than likely a share button on there. So, Twitch streaming, YouTube streaming, live video recording of Nintendo. It's ready, baby. I'm ready for it. And here we go. We have our big CG room of people cheering at this non-existent event. Oh yeah, no, let's go back and get a good look at that Pro controller. We also got some.
what
Oh,
that?
there you go.
That controller?
There you go. Right. So we have the plus and minus button. We have the home button on the. Looks
Oh,
like
we
under,
have the start and select and all that crap then. Yeah,
right.
that's
That
fine.
left button there. That left bottom button there. That's. I mean, there's nothing else that could be but a share.
You mean the D-pad? What? Oh, like
No,
the
of the
the
D-pad.
square? The
Yeah, that
square
looks like a
button?
square with a circle inside. That
Oh.
is the universal symbol for record. So there's your share button.
Ah. All
I
right.
will take that as official. That looks like
Cool.
it.
All right.
I love
Hey,
it.
do you oh,
New Splatoon hairstyle, new weapons.
hey, remember that time that Splatoon developed an esports community to rival League of Legends?
I mean, they've had very popular Splatoon tournaments in Japan. They've had some here. I mean, look, it's not gonna rival League of Legends, but they do okay. Overwatch does okay. I mean, all these other ones. I mean, just because you're not the top doesn't mean you can't have a tournament for this stuff. There's tournaments for all sorts of shitty games that shouldn't have tournaments, but people still playing them, right? So,
Yeah, like Mario Kart.
oh hey.
All right, we're almost to the end of this video.
I will definitely share in a Mario Kart 9 launch day tournament. There you go. Switch.
Yeah, nobody will watch that. And that right there,
It's
that
still
is
like
that is
150 days.
that is what shocked me. The last few weeks, you and I have gone back and forth with you being like, "Oh my God, I'm going to slip my wrists. Where's my Nintendo NX news? It's coming in March. How have they not said anything?" With me being like, "Dude, it's not. This is not how this works. This is not coming in March. It's delayed. Okay, I'm sorry to break that to you, but this is not how a release timeline works. But here we are, and I have to eat my words because." Apparently, this is the first concrete information we have about it, and it is coming out in 6 months.
Yep. It's like 150
5 months.
like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so soon. Nintendo, I want to say normally releases their consoles on Saturdays.
Saturdays,
Sat-
they tend to release things on weekends quite a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's Saturday, March 25th is the last chance to have it come out in March,
Okay.
unless they do Friday the 31st, which is possible. Um, but yeah, we're that's so soon. Like
Yeah,
this
that's.
seems to blow
I
by.
mean, they are breaking the rules here. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's it's interesting.
yeah. I think I saw a post on NeoGAF that took when every major console was released from initial kind of first real viewing like this
Hmm.
to release day, and the previous record was like 167 days or something, and this is like
Wait, what was it?
154. I don't remember. I don't remember which one it was. I don't have the list in front of me here, but this is
That's,
this is the shortest
this is where
from
you get the
release.
facts on the
Yeah.
Geekbox.
Well, we don't even have a lot of info. This is just kind of like an initial teaser.
Right.
But I have to figure every week we're going to get something going forward here.
Oh,
Um,
sure, sure.
I have a bunch of different I have a bunch of different tabs open here. I want to read off some of this stuff. A lot of this comes from IGN, Go Nintendo, from GameSpot. Uh, so yeah, one thing here that I'm looking at, it's again that Mario Kart, uh, that bigger shot there we had. King Boo, things look different. You know, Mario Kart 8 looked beautiful. I mean, if it's the exact same game with just different, you know, updates, I mean, fine, just call it Mario Kart 9. I mean, people are going to buy it. That multiple weapons. I think you can't have just Mario Kart 8 as is with multiple items. That changes the game fundamentally if you can have two items at once.
Well, remember Double Dash?
Right. And that's what I mean. If you put two items into Mario Kart 8 right now,
Mario Kart Switch. That's the new Double Dash. There you go. Boom,
it
boom.
completely switches the game, right? So, hey, no pun intended. Again, I unlikely that this is a remake. Why would this not be a new game? It's a Mario Kart game. They're always their best sellers.
It's always
Come
a
out,
new game. It's never been a remake.
come out of the
I mean,
gate. Come out of the gate. 6 months. You have new Mario, new Zelda, new Mario Kart, new Splatoon. That is the most
man, I think
killer lineup in launch in launch window history.
I think that I would. I think Splatoon would be the coolest launch game if they had a new
Splatoon.
Splatoon ready at launch. Even if it was like in the box, man.
Well, and that's
Oh,
the idea of
it'd be
just
so cool.
taking your console over to your friend's house. You don't take the console, you just take the LCD screen. That's amazing, and
Yeah.
that's local multiplayer that we've just never seen.
Yep.
Um, so Nvidia put up a big thing about this. Uh, um, the meme that's going to come out of this is that it took development 500 man years of effort across every facet to create a new gaming platform. 500 man years. So there you go. Uh, it says it is
Freaking patriarchy.
it is powered by the performance of a custom Tegra processor, highly efficient, scalable processor included an NVIDIA GPU based on the same architecture as the world's top performing GeForce gaming graphics card. So this isn't going to be some wimpy console. They need to get parity with Xbox One and PS4, first generation stuff, or that third party is going to be rough. But I mean, I don't see how else they do it. Fully
Well,
custom.
but I think people put a little too much stock in that. It needs to not look like garbage. Obviously, it needs to be a nice looking thing. Okay,
Right.
but it needs to. And what I think this video has done a very good job of doing so far is it needs to sort of recapture people's hearts, right?
Yeah.
The Wii,
Absolutely.
even at the time it launched, the Wii was fundamentally inferior spec wise to its competitors.
Right.
Period.
Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
But it did something that was special that people latched onto, that people responded to. And we can look back at and go like, oh, that was a fluke. It was way more. They kind of Inspector Gadgeted their way into that. Maybe it was way more successful than they really
Right.
expected.
Right.
But
Right.
either way, it was because there was something fundamental about the way it worked that had people just going for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's more important than does the processor go as fast as
Well, of
the
course.
PS4.
But when,
So that only I'm sure it'll work fine and it'll look fine, but
right. That's the
is it going
problem
to be a
here.
really cool system? That's
The
what it comes down to.
right. The problem here, though, is third party. It's always come down to third party. Nintendo can't have it because they're not on the same level as the other systems. It doesn't need to be as
That's
powerful as their high-end
that's
ones.
not that's not the issue.
Well, for the Wii U, it was, and for
No, it wasn't. I've told you the issue with the
the
Wii
power of
U.
the Wii. No,
No,
no, no. The power of the Wii U was a reason that early development was lackluster across third-party support because they couldn't build the same game. If you can build the same game for three systems and it takes little to no effort to put it on the Switch, they'll do it. If they have to build an entire new game to put it on the Switch, they won't. That is the problem. So when we have games like Skyrim remastered, and we have games like 2K17 for NBA. Those can't be fundamentally different than the versions that are on the low end PS4, or the launch PS4 and the launch Xbox One, because they're going to be running the same games. If they were fundamentally different and brand new games from the ground up, they wouldn't have third party support. That's the problem. The belief
I
is that the change of architecture, the change of hardware, and again, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but within the ballpark, if they can do it. Oh, of course, we're 3-4 years out at this point. Well, we're 3 years out on the Xbox One and PS4, so it's possible that extra processing power, using those dual layer, the rumor is dual layer, the cartridges are
mm-hmm.
like 50 gig dual layer, but that's again,
Dual
that's
layer. Like, what do you mean?
like
They're
flash
cartridges.
cards, like flash cartridges, right?
Are there
So
layers to flashcards? I don't know.
there
I don't
can
know
be.
how these things work.
Tell again.
You put it
I'm
in
just
and it
the internet
opens.
tells me these things, and I just regurgitate it back
I
out.
just
So
are the. Do they have all the gigs? Then cool.
yeah,
That's
all the
what.
teraflops. So real quick here to finish up this NVIDIA bit, they said fully custom software, revamped physics engine, new library, advanced game tools, new gaming APIs to fully harness performance. It was built specifically to bring lightweight, fast gaming to the masses. So that to the masses line to me sounds like cheap, not cheap quality, but low price point. Did they just announce the 1040 and 1050 video cards? Really cheap high end graphic cards. So it's possible that we're at the point now where they're figuring out some new tech that'll probably be in the later Xbox and Microsoft machines, Xbox and Sony machines. But maybe this is an early, they're going to try to push this bleeding edge, low cost graphics and processing power for the Switch. I mean, hell, Nintendo's got the money to throw at it. It could. I mean, it doesn't hurt them. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, they're suddenly on top again.
Could be. They've
Uh,
certainly put a lot of thought into this. It's
yeah,
clear,
yeah.
right?
I've got a nice big picture here. Can't really share it here on the screen, but we got the console. We got the Switch dock. It's called the Nintendo Switch dock. That's the thing they put it in. Again, I don't know. There's another shot of that brown one. I see that here. And the game card. So looking at the game card here, I don't know if you can go back in the video, but if you want to, when the guy's putting it in the system when he's at the airport, it looks just like a 3DS card. It looks just like a 3DS card. It's pretty small. I don't know what
I'm gonna
I
turn
don't
the
know.
turn the sound off here, but yeah, let's
Yeah,
see.
I don't know how they can get away with
Whoops.
doing this and making it work. This must be some crazy new tech that they're working on. That
But
looks
that
no. Yeah, does that look any different than the in size than the 3DS carts? That looks tiny to me. Um,
Ooh, is that Mother 3? It's got a red label.
Mother 3 confirmed. You heard it here first.
Oh,
So
I
oh
think that
well,
was
that's
just a generic Nintendo cart.
is it okay? Uh, yeah, I mean that looks pretty tiny to me. If they can get it to work, I don't know. The thing with like flash carts and things like this, they're not cheap, but maybe Nintendo's willing to take a loss on the actual production of the unit to just try to sell more. I have no idea.
You're the best internet speculator. I love you.
Well, I read all this crap and I'm like, what if this is all real? We don't know. We don't know. But look, I mean, we have it. We have cartridges. How does that work? What's a cartridge look like in 2017?
It looks like
Compared
that.
to
It looks like the things you put in your 3DS.
1986. Yeah.
It looks like all those dumb things behind me. Put the tape in the Nintendo tape deck.
I know that they also have that little kickstand in the back. The thing looks pretty pretty not powerful. That kickstand's going to snap off every unit within the first 6 months of using.
Ah, we have
So
to get a better look at it, like in person, though, to know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm sure they don't want to make a thing that breaks. That never turns out well for any console manufacturer.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Uh,
but this um, this is awesome. You know, and if you recall, longtime listeners of the Geekbox should recall that I have been saying for a while what Nintendo needs to do is just make a hybrid system that you play on your TV and you just take it with you.
yeah, it's very smart.
That
It's very smart if it
that's
works. Well, and
that's what they did.
so many people, they're pushing online sales. They're trying to get away from the optical discs. They're slow. They're, I mean,
Well,
we're
I mean,
full
it's quickly becoming a obsolete media,
obsolete.
kind of. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe
Does
not
a
really because we have Blu-rays and things like that, but that's certainly not the most viable, necessarily the most viable way to deliver things on a
right?
storage medium.
So, I mean, could cartridges really make a good comeback if they can take all the load time off? Because there's no load time on a cartridge. It's not like an optical drive where you're reading and reading the data. This is like, especially with the flash, like when you're using your cell phone or something, the load time is, I
It's
mean, cut to
quick.
a fraction.
It's
Yeah.
quick, yeah.
If it works, could we see Microsoft and Sony go in a similar direction? Especially if the success of third-party support in these games make it so the upcoming consoles actually, if you take an optical drive out of a console, you can shrink that console down by a huge amount because the optical
Yeah,
drive is so big.
yeah, they're giant.
So, see where they
Yeah, man,
go.
it could be. Who knows? I mean,
Uh, we have
I
a
don't know what do they cost? I don't know. Like they
right.
companies seem to be happy to make games for the 3DS, so
Well, with the optical,
you know.
with the Blu-rays or dual layers and stuff, they're very cheap because they don't cost very much to make. I'm assuming the flash cart's a lot more expensive. But if you're gonna make, I don't know, a couple 100 million of them, I'm sure you can get a really killer deal on the price. So, if EA is like, you're moving everything over to cartridge for the eighth console generation or whatever the hell the next one is, uh,
Ninth. It'll be the
ninth,
ninth. This is going to
uh,
kick off the ninth console generation.
or is this the end of the eighth?
No,
Uh,
this kicks off the ninth. The Wii
um,
was the eighth, or the Wii U. I'm sorry.
you know,
Right, the eighth is.
I don't remember, but hundreds of
We have
millions of units.
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, Wii U. Yeah, and then
These are the
Switch. Switch is the ninth.
There you go.
Yeah.
Uh, there was a couple of people online who were got a lot of info about the NX, or the NS, or the Switch. Very correct. Also talking about a Beyond Good and Evil 2 exclusive for Nintendo. That's been a rumor here now for a while. Although
Oh, I'll play
I
that.
think it's pretty much
Yeah.
confirmed at this
Oh,
point.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Has that been a rumor for a while?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, exclusive
Has
to
it?
Nintendo.
Has
Exclusive
Beyond
to
Good and Evil
Nintendo.
2 been rumored for a while? I had not heard about that.
The
I
more
have not.
recent the more recent rumor of Beyond Good and Evil 2 is that it's exclusive to the Switch. Uh, uh, they're saying that the actual portable unit has a mediocre battery life.
hmm
However, the exact same phrase is used about the 3DS, and I think the 3DS has a perfectly acceptable battery life. So there you go.
All right. I mean, what does mediocre even mean? And that's going to be a big question with this.
Right,
Is what's the battery life like?
right, right.
Um,
I have this big list here of all the big game companies that are going to have. This is a sampling of partners for the Nintendo Switch, and there's the ones you'd expect: Atlas, Bandai Namco, Capcom, WB, Konami, Sega. I mean, EA. They've all pretty much supported them in the past. Activision.
hmm
Did we get some Overwatch on the Switch? That'd be pretty sweet. Now for you, Ryan, I know From Software. Are we getting
Yeah.
Dark Souls on the Switch?
No, we're not getting a new Dark Souls game. No.
Are we getting what was it?
No.
Bloodborne?
They don't want to. They're not making any more Dark Souls games.
Well, they're making something, and it's going to be on. The
Yeah,
Nintendo.
there may be a port. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. Who knows what they're making?
What about a
I don't
Dark?
think they would. I don't think they would bring a new Dark Souls game to or to a something like this
What
exclusively. No,
What about Dark Souls 1080p HD compilation game? Would you pick that up?
that'd be
Would
cool. I don't
Yeah,
know.
all DLC included. So there's some cool ones.
I could start. I could dream. Man, Demon Souls. There's what
Demon
we
Souls
need.
remake.
Demon Souls came out in 2009, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah,
Getting close to the 10th anniversary pretty soon.
yeah.
I'll be sad if there's not a 10th anniversary edition of that.
Oh, there probably will be.
Yeah.
It'll support Amiibo. If the game supports Amiibo, it will also support Amiibo. So that's
Oh
pretty good.
boy.
Amiibo, I love my Amiibos.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo says they have nothing to announce about the production status of the Wii U. They announced April 2016 that as they prepare for the launch of the Nintendo Switch, they will ship 800,000 Wii U hardware units to the global market for this fiscal year. As a result, the inventory of the Wii U hardware at retail will become harder to find. We encourage anyone who wants Wii U to communicate with their preferred retail outlet to monitor availability.
Yeah,
So,
reading between the lines, that means they're not shipping any more Wii U's. It's dead.
right. So, Dad, sorry. I love you. Man, I love the Wii U. The Wii U had so many great, great games.
It had
They
some good games. It
just absolutely fantastic games. Just couldn't, just never clicked with
lasted.
the market.
It did last longer than the Dreamcast, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
We have another update, and I think this is my last kind of update that it says here. According to Nintendo, no official announcements would come this year
according to Nintendo, no official announcements. You don't
on
say.
game titles, spec details, and region locking. So this is it. This is all we're hearing this year. I
Oh,
expect.
they can't region lock. That'd be a bad move.
Well, all the rest have. I mean, well, the more
Doesn't
recent ones have. So this should be the end of region locking.
doesn't
There's been a lot,
yeah. I mean, doesn't
there's been a
like the
lot of talk of it.
PS4 have no region locking?
No, I mean for Nintendo consoles
Yeah,
because the DS is region locked, and I believe the Wii is region locked too, isn't it?
pretty sure. Yeah, get that out of here.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's the end of region locking. So,
Let us import Mother 3.
oh, release it. So, gonna move all our.
Oh, there's your launch game, Mother Collection for the Switch, Mother 3. There we
We
go.
need an optical. We
If
need an
that
op-
red, see that red cartridge right there. That's a hint.
I believe
It's a
it.
hint.
I
We're
believe it.
teasing it. It's an ARG.
Now we need a USB optical drive for this, so I can play my Wii and Wii U games on the Switch at home. So I can box up my Wii and Wii U.
Ooh, that's actually backwards compatibility. That's
It's obviously not going to be built in, but
hmm.
$100 dock, $100 optical drive, pop it in. Why not?
What kind of onboard storage does it have?
Probably none.
How does that work?
Right.
Okay. Oh, because you would save your games on the cartridges, right?
Right. In actual onboard there,
Hmm.
I mean enough to process it, but you probably couldn't. I mean, you're going to be able to download some games, but I'm assuming you're going to have to have an external hard
Oh,
drive.
you would have to. You would have to be able to download games. There has to be some kind of
Oh
storage
yeah,
like this
sure, of
because
course.
otherwise they're shooting the Nintendo eShop in the foot,
No, of course they'll let you download
right?
games. I'm saying um, it is unlikely the system will have enough storage to store too many games. Much like the Wii U, you pretty much have to have an external hard drive, which
Well,
is
right,
fine.
no, but no, they can't do that because the storage would have to be on it, whether it's built in or some sort of an upgradable SD card. Because things that you
Read writable,
install, you would have to be able to take it with you.
read writable cards. Makes
Like,
sense.
yeah, I mean, just a typical,
One is
whatever, whatever, how many 256 gig flash card or something, some sort of
yeah,
SD card, that you can put in that's just
yeah.
upgradable, like you can in the 3DS. It's got to be something like
Right.
that.
Right. Well, you can have SD cards now that are like I don't know.
Are there gigs and gigs and gigs now?
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
No,
Or terabytes, I should say.
I don't think they're terabytes yet, but they have really
Wasn't there? Didn't somebody announce a terabyte memory
terabyte
card
flash drive. They
real
might. They might.
recently?
I mean, at this point, I'm sure it's coming
Yeah.
sooner than later. So
Guess what? What do I got?
maybe the Nintendo will have the terabyte flash card, and
What's
so
over
that
here? Ugh.
here. Look at all Ryan's pretty games. So great.
Huh? Oh,
Organized behind you.
they're okay. What do I? Hold on. What do I have in my Ugh. I have a 32 gig flash card in my Wii U right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's much bigger ones.
Oh, there's 256 gig. Yeah, there's way bigger flash
Ugh.
cards.
Yeah. Well, cool. I mean, whatever you can buy for your phones,
Yeah, yeah,
it ought to probably work in this. I would think that'd be
yeah.
something. Well,
That's the Nintendo Switch.
now you've gotten your news, and you can die happy now. So
I got the Amazon pre-order page already loaded,
that's as
sitting
good
there.
as good as life gets. It will all be worse from here now, Ryan.
Yep, yep. I'm just gonna sit here and continuously reload that Nintendo. Let's try that again. Nope, still currently unavailable.
Are they supposed to be up for pre-order soon?
Who knows? But like, nice high def pictures here. Look that flat black matte console. No more glossy. And we're getting fingerprints all over everything. Oh, it's beautiful.
What do you just smear your hands all over your Wii U?
Yeah, just I eat chicken and then like I just smear it all over. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Great. This will
No,
solve all those problems.
no, it's a sexy console. I'm as excited as I could possibly be. So happy. So happy.
Cool. That's so crazy. They've skipped the entire like normal news cycle.
They
They didn't talk about anything at
ever.
E3. You know, then they get to here and they're like, yeah, it's coming out in a few months, and it'll be out, and then we'll get to E3 and it'll be out.
And here's 1,000 more games. Yeah. Well, remember it was supposed to launch this year. It was supposed to launch in December. They skipped that holiday season, so they either had to fix some severe problems, or they're like, oh, I mean, we don't care. It's going to sell. We'll take the quarter hit,
Right.
or we'll take the fiscal year hit and just put it on. Well, still same fiscal year, but it's going to obviously take that quarter hit. But no, what do you do?
You're such a great financial analyst, Ryan.
I love it. I love it. I'm terrible at it, but I like
Internet
it.
commentator, and financial analyst Ryan Higgins.
See, I'm not saying they're aliens, but what if they're aliens? We just don't know. That's how I live my life. They could be aliens.
Okay.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for this. There we go. I'm excited for this system. You know, I love my Wii U. Love the Wii. They both had their ups and downs, but great games. And yeah, we're ready to talk about this for the next 5 months. Just complaining and waiting for it. I'll take that weekend
that
off.
it's not out yet.
Yeah, 5 months is pretty close. I'll pull a Cartman and freeze myself until it comes out.
Oh God.
Cryogenically freeze myself and wake up in the future.
For 5 months.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. Well,
just need to get that pre-order in.
Yep.
Well, if you remember, Ryan, I don't know if we ever really told the story on the podcast. Me and you, the only two people at our local game. Oh no, there was like one other guy that went at launch for the Wii U and went to pick up their console. And I got there like hours earlier, and there was nobody there. I just sat in my car the whole time. But I went for the Wii. I camped out. I was there all night.
Yep.
There was a line of 100 people or more at Target. They didn't have. It's probably more than hundreds. They didn't have nearly enough systems. They sold out a handful behind me. They were telling people like, "There's a good chance you're not getting it. Just go home." I was one of the last people that actually had it, and I was there at like 11 o'clock at night. So, you know, obviously things have changed in the last couple of years. You know, obviously this is a system that people are going to pre-order and get on release, but probably delivered by most people from Best Buy or GameStop or Amazon. But I'm excited. Nintendo's had some hype recently, and those amiibos sell out, and there's some hype for this console. I think people are ready, and the short order window, people won't forget about it. I want to make sure I get mine pre-ordered, but I could see this thing selling out. I could see there being a lot of demand for this. I hope it's successful. I really do.
Yeah. Are people saying there's a lot of demand?
I've heard there's a lot of demand.
Yeah.
People are saying that. Yeah. I heard some guy on the internet was saying that. Yeah. I just saw a video about it on the Geekbox page. Yeah. People are saying there's a lot of demand. Yeah.
Cool. Well.
All right. This?
Huh?
You done with this? I gotta get back to playing Cookie Clicker.
Oh,
I got so many cookies.
Jesus.
Look at this.
So I guess we did do, what time is it? I guess we did do an hour-long podcast about a 3-minute video. That's great.
There you go.
So,
Yep. And then we're
Well,
going to do another hour and a half long one on Monday with Justin and Alice and Adam. So,
or whoever,
or
whoever
whoever.
shows up.
Or it'll just be the two of us again.
Yeah.
Talking about this forever. So.
Um. All right. Well, you can find the rest of our show obviously at geekbox.net. Over you can, if you're watching the video. I might put this on iTunes, so there might be
Yeah.
audio where you don't hear the video, but we got some URLs over here for you: www.geekbox.net. That's where to get our stuff. You can support us at patreon.com/geekbox. We super appreciate everybody's support. Really helps us. For you know, dollar dollar a month minimum buy-in, you get some cool stuff. We'll answer your questions on the podcast. You get some bonus content, stuff like this. And yeah, maybe more video episodes in the future. I'm very curious what people think of this. So, if you have any comments, good or bad, like I want to hear them. Do you want to see more of these? Are you interested in these kinds of video episodes? Do you like them more or less than audio podcasts? Tell me, because I don't know.
Do you like our sexy faces?
Yeah,
Me and the glow of the computer monitor? And my
yeah.
horrible lighting in this room?
Yeah, so that's it. I'm Ryan Scott. That's Ryan Higgins. You can see our Twitter
Nope.
handles right there, and you can follow them and all that. And we'll have more to say about this and many other things on the Geekbox in the future. So that's it. Thanks for watching, listening, however you're consuming this, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.